Hello, and welcome to Maximizing Dev Success on your IDXbox journey. My name is Chloe Giusti. I'm Senior Strategic Partner Manager, and I've worked in games pretty much my entire life, but my gaming journey really started as a teen on the family shared PC in my parents' hallway. The only reason why my mom would let me play was because I was practicing my English with Myst and my French-English dictionary alongside. Since then, I have worked in QA, in localization, and in partner management, and I'm really excited today to share more on how we can help you succeed on the platform. We'll go through what ID is and how it fits in within Xbox. For those of you new to the platform, we'll go through a few dev tools and support available to you. We talk a lot about Game Pass, so I want to make sure that we go over how it's relevant to you as game creators. And last but certainly not least, we'll go through some top tips for success and how we can help you. Our mission today is to allow users to play the Xbox games that they want, with the people they want, anywhere that they want. And key to enabling this is to make sure that creators like you are able to deliver great content successfully. Let's meet the team. IDXbox is currently about even between cats and dogs, but with added diversity of 1 ferret, 2 shrimps, and a hamster, and quite a few humans as well. But more seriously, IDXbox enables qualified games creators like you to unleash their creativity by self-publishing digital games on Xbox platforms. That includes Xbox One, Xbox Series, but also Windows Store on PC. Today, IDXbox is over 2,600 games in active development. We have 4,600 studios registered with us across 94 countries. We have more than 2,400 games that have released through the IDXbox program. It's also over 550 games that have actually launched through Game Pass, and about 30 games that released in game preview. So, how do you get started? Well, you start by registering with us on www.xbox.com/ID. The next step, once you register and once you have a fully executed NDA in place with us, is pretty straightforward. You submit your concept submission, and our portfolio team takes a look and approves your concept. You then run into the next stage of development using the tools available to you, which we'll talk about next. Then you go through certification, which can be a little bit daunting if it's your first time, but we have plenty of documentation and real people behind the scenes to support you with those steps. And finally, you're releasing. You've published your game. You can dive deeper on those steps by checking out Natalie Scrimshaw's talk on how to ship on Xbox. Now, let's take a brief overview of the development environment and tools available to you to create great content. The Xbox ecosystem at present is 3 platforms: Xbox One, Xbox Series, Windows Store on PC. To make it easier and more sustainable to develop on all 3, we created the GDK, or the Game Developers Kit, and that enables development in a single environment for all 3 platforms. There are some differences, obviously, between all 3, but overall, the framework is the same. GDK development is done using Windows and using Visual Studio. However, if you want to target Xbox, you will need to get Xbox development hardware that will interface directly with Windows using the tools that are installed with the GDK. Since last year, we've made most of the GDK public on GitHub, so you can go and look at the documentation and the tool itself on aka.ms/GDK. Most games today rely on some middleware, and so we have worked closely with both Epic's Unreal and Unity Technologies engine to make sure that they are supported for GDK development and work on all of our target platforms. There are, of course, lots of other technologies and middleware that also support the GDK. And if you have any questions on specific engine or middleware, please let us know. I want to call out online connectivity because it has become very common in games, but it is still really complex even to the most experienced developers. You need to establish connections, you need to make sure that those connections are reliable and secure, and you need to make sure that they can scale in order to support all of your players. In order to help with those challenges, we offer a feature called PlayFab Party, which is an SDK that handles networking for games in a secure, fast, and reliable way, and it's our recommended way to implement networking on Xbox. If you do have additional requirements, cloud requirements in particular, such as servers and storage or compute, we have also a lot of Azure services available, which we can provide information on. And not the least part, our recently launched program, ID at Azure, which you can learn more about from Nick Ferguson's talk, Introduction to ID at Azure. I want to briefly mention XCloud, as you may have some question about how you can prepare your game for this distribution method. Really, XCloud is just Xboxes running in data centers, so you don't actually need to do anything special. Having said that, you do have ways that you can use the GDK to optimize your game for cloud gaming. This could include changing the layout of the controls, tuning the multiplayer experience, or changing the resolution, just to name a few examples. None of these are required, but we've seen that most Xbox games do simply run. Again, go out and check the information on aka.ms/GDK. Let's talk about Game Pass a bit more. It is really key to our content delivery strategy. It's fairly obvious to see why Game Pass is a great service for gamers. They get more value from gaming through an easy way to try and experience more titles via a really good curated catalog. We keep adding more value. We add programs and partnerships such as EA Play, Crunchyroll, Spotify, and also more partner and game perks. But you might wonder why it's important to you as game creators. So let's dive in and see how it's impacting you in a positive way. What's important is that we bring to you, as you, the game creators, the same elements that we bring gamers. Those are value, discovery, and community. Game Pass provides another way to drive value and help you make more money, which enables creation of more awesome games. So by providing a large audience of gamers who want to try new things, we can introduce millions of new players to new games, new genres, new developers, and franchises, and create millions of new fans in the process. We're seeing that members explore more titles after joining. They played 40% more games and across 30% more genre after joining Xbox Game Pass, including titles outside of the catalog. Members invest in their experiences. They purchase game inside and outside of what's available in Game Pass. And they also purchase additional content for the games that they like. Members spend more than non-members. On community, having a vibrant community of players engaging and talking about your game is now critical to building awareness, engagement, and re-engagement. The audience and mechanism that we've built with Game Pass really bring together a healthier and vibrant community that discuss, share, and stream your games. On average, across the Game Pass library, partners see engagement go up by more than 8 times when they enter Game Pass. Game Pass Ultimate members have 3 times the number of social connections on Xbox, and they are also 4 times more likely to stream, which accelerates word of mouth and momentum and supports sales even elsewhere. So this is great, but how do I get my game on Game Pass? And what if I don't get my game on the Game Pass? Then what then? Let's see how we can help you get noticed and how you can get the most out of your release plans on Xbox. Start by speaking to us early, near the beginning of development. We're really used to seeing titles early in their life cycle, so don't be shy. Share assets. Anything will go. Demo, a gameplay video, GIF, B-roll, vertical slice, screenshots, words, even a sketch at the back of a paper napkin could be turning into a great story. Tell us where you are with announcements. Have you announced the game at all? On specific platform? Do you have a Kickstarter campaign? Is it announced for PC only or for specific consoles? You get the gist. Lead with how your game innovates. Why should we pay attention? Find your champion at Xbox. Whether it's someone that you know in our team directly or someone else at Xbox or even Microsoft, keep them updated. And we do talk amongst ourselves and share what we like with each other. Research our platform. How can your game strategically align with us? Do you see a genre gap? Is there a specific feature that stands out? And ask us questions. Tell us what you need and how we can help. Is it funding? Is it marketing? Is it development support, publishing support and guidance? If you don't tell us, then we can't help you. Right. How are people going to find out about your game? Well, start by launching in an open window. September to November are really, really busy times to launch, so look at better windows for launch. Maximize your exposure in algorithmic placements. Set up a pre-order that will get you in the coming soon channel. Launch on a Friday so you can optimize placement in new releases. If you can, set up bundles to get you back into new releases as well. It's the box art, #1 driver of clicks. That really needs to be optimized for Xbox. Think about sitting on your sofa and watching your TV screen from 6 feet away. What can I do to maximize sales? Well, price what your game is worth. Xbox gamers don't flock to cheap games. Plan your discounting. Sales do fill up months in advance, so keep an eye out for our newsletter and the ID theme sales. Don't over-discount. Discounts do need to be meaningful, but large discounts don't actually do much better than moderate discounts. Don't price waterfall. That means don't do a permanent price cut. We don't actually have any promotional opportunities for permanent price cuts, so you should really try and max out temporary discounts opportunities before you move on to a permanent price cut. And launch discounts do leave money on the table. We have literally no data to suggest that launch discounts drive more sales. How about instead have a launch bonus item? What mistakes should you avoid? Don't crash land your launch. It might be easier said than done, but try and give yourself as much time as possible before you launch. Go through certs, try and have at least a month so you can set up pre-order, send out codes to your community, and really build a buzz around your title launch. Set up world-class store page. A clear and professional marketing copy is so important. Think about having a launch trailer on your product page, and also make sure that you use professional translation for your store copy. There is nothing worse than bad translation. Pick an efficient marketing investment. Look for strong ROI instead of really wide outreach. You'll get more return if you focus on your most likely customers rather than large audiences. Again, the box art. Avoid cluttered, artsy, busy, complex images, and stay away from clickbait and sexualized art. That's great, but what are we going to do to help you? Well, we will do our best to give you prominent placement in new releases and special collections on the dashboard. We have ID theme sales that we run monthly or bi-monthly, depending on the sale, and they're exclusively available to ID at Xbox games. We have really vibrant community channels and social channels with ID at Xbox, but also Xbox directly on Twitter, YouTube. You're probably familiar with Major Nelson and our Xbox Wire. Special events. This one has been an interesting one for the last 2 years, but we do have plenty of digital event opportunities. Our quarterly showcases with Twitch Gaming. We just had one in March. I hope you can check it out. But also Game Fest demo events and summer spotlights. And we really, really do hope that we can get back to in-person press showcases at GDC, PAX, and beyond very soon. The last point I want to invite you to consider is accessibility. This is really something that we care deeply about to make gaming accessible to everyone. So be as inclusive as you can. Not only you should feel good about making your game accessible to more people, but sharing your game's accessibility features will help you stand out in the Xbox store with highlight collections, detailed feature breakouts on product pages, and more. So go and check out aka.ms/AFTS. And I also recommend you watch Brandon Zahan's talk on Microsoft Game Accessibility Resources. Let's just go over how you can get in touch with us one more time. Start by registering on www.xbox.com/ID. You can reach out to us by email, id@xbox.com. You can reach our marketing team on idmarketing@microsoft.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at id_Xbox, and our Discord channel, which is id@Xbox. Last but not least, our YouTube channel, youtube.com/IDXbox. And I will call out our ID at Azure program one more time when you can register for it on www.azure.com/ID. If you've heard nothing else from me today, remember that we're really here to help you succeed. So thank you for joining and continue to make great games.